Good afternoon from A Bit Twisted. So today I'm working on a warp for my loom. I've already done one warp. It's a 12 threads per inch, and I've got 6 inches on a warp. So I'm getting ready to do another one, and so I'm gonna do this little trick here to isolate each section of 12 threads. I have in the box a ball of thread here. This is plied thread, not singles. I decided to go ahead and go with this. So I'm hoping I have enough to do 5 more rounds, and that'll give me a 12-inch wide piece of fabric at 3 yards long. And this is a test of my abilities to make a warp and string it on the loom. So this is all separated here. So I have my guide thread showing the direction. And so then I'm just going to go down and when I come back up, I go the opposite direction to give a nice little cross up top side. I just kind of keep the lines scooted in a little bit so they don't stick out too far. Doesn't take too long to do one of these. And since I'm only going a short distance, it's pretty simple to do. Just got to remember what your order is and how many strings you have. So I got 5 down there, so almost done with this one. This will be my got 6 strings down here, so I'm at my end here, so that's 12 strings, 12 threads per inch. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, so I've got my next round of 12, or my next inch of width. So then I'm going to swing this around, bring it back up, and that gives me 2 or 24 threads, and it helps me keep count of how many I have to do. And so I have 2, and I need 4 more rounds. And that is the process of making a warp. So let's do this one more time, and then I'm just gonna cut this off, and then we're just gonna continue until I'm done and then I'll show about taking it off. And you can find all this information on YouTube. This is where I've been learning all my tricks, techniques, everything from spinning to growing, processing, everything. So don't discount or discard YouTube. It is very valuable, and I hope my little videos help make it even more so for others. Just as I like to pass along some information for others if it will help them. It is definitely a learning process, but I believe I have it down for how I need this. So now I've got my 12 threads once I get back up to the top. And then I get my 12 threads. Just like that. Pretty quick. I just kind of scoot everything in so everything's nice, compacted. And I'll bring this back around underneath. And I now have 3 sections of 12. So we're going to hold off here, and we'll come back here in a few minutes. Okay, we're back. So I've got everything done. I had enough thread to do one more round of 6 inches at 12 threads per inch. And I had a little ball of thread left over. So here I have 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all marked out. Here I've got my cross right here. Going to move things away from the back board a little bit. I don't really need that thread hanging on here any longer there. That's just kind of in the way. Keep that nice and tidy. So I made up a bunch of threads for tying everything off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go overboard like I did my other one, and I'm going to tie around one time. Even though I have these here, to mark off every inch, I'm still going to do this extra little bit here. And this, I believe, does not have to be super tight, and I did not do it super tight. This just holds it all together. And so I've got these long enough to do bows. So they're quick to remove. And then I'm gonna do a tie off here. And do a tie off here. Whether I need to do all these or not, I cannot say for certain. but because I'm learning, I'm going to. So here on the end, you want to also make sure that you include the little loops that you have in your thread when you have an end, start and an end. So they're all captured. And then these are just kind of held in there. My other one I did a little extra. And then I'm gonna come down here and do one here. I'm tying this up with brown linen that I dyed with wool, or not wool, excuse me, walnut from last year. And don't need to go super tight with any of this stuff here at this point. These are not the main chokes. These are just kind of tie-offs here. And I'm just doing a little extra just to be sure that I've got things separated, so it makes it putting on the loom a little bit easier. So like I said, I'm going to go a little kind of overboard. But that's my choice because of my first mishap that I had with a warp. And then I'm going to do a warp and end here. Just kind of keep it actually, I'm just gonna choke it here. So this is a choke point here. And here, not so choked that I snap my strings that I'm tying it up with, but snug. And definitely a bow, so they're easy to undo. Just like that. So here, down here on the bottom, I'm going to separate. Keep the top and bottom separated. Here. And try and keep it consistent between these warps, so because I have to learn, I still have to put this on the loom, and I want to do it, I want it successful at getting it on the loom. So these I'm just going to do lightly. See, I'm keeping these separated just because. Not actually choking them yet. So just to keep them separated so they don't get tangled in amongst themselves. And then I'll throw a couple chokes on here too at the end where they're actually tight and I get both of them. But they're all done in a bow so they can all be removed quickly. And then we just save them for next time. Okay, so just like that. So now I'm going to do a couple of actual chokes. I'm going to use all my threads here just to see. Now these are both together. For any reason I need to have these separated, I just want to be sure. These are my choke points. Not so tight they're going to break my thread, which could happen. Thread's strong, but it's still, you know, can still pull on it and break it. So, and we got two to go here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that choke point down and add one more here. And there. So those are all my choke points. So now we're going to take this thing off. We'll show you how to do that. Okay, so this is a learning process for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. I'm going to slide these towards the outer edge, but not all the way, because I don't want them to pop off. But I'm going to take this and unwind it and stand over here. But I'm going to keep some tension on this thing. And then I'm going to do the crochet thingy that they talk about. And pull this off. And there you have a warp. There's two. So now I have two warps, 6 inches wide, so 12 inches wide total, 12 threads per inch. And that's what I have. I'd like to do more. I'm not sure if I can at this point. If I can't, then we're going to dress the loom with what I have here. And that's all I have for now. And hope you liked it. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye.